आज का हमारा टॉपिक है नेचर ऑफ मैनेजमेंट। सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट फर्स्ट नेचर ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. So the first nature of management is management as a science. Now here management is called as science because science can be defined as a systematic and organized body of knowledge in a logical observed finding with facts and events. So here management is called science because the characteristics of the science matches with the management, that are first systematic body of knowledge. In science organized and systematic study material is available. Also in management there is always a systematic body that is performed in the management. Now second is principle are based on experimentation. Now there are some principle in management, also there are some principle in science also. So these principles are developed through some observation and experience using some facts, figures and events. So this feature of science is partially present in the management. Third is universal validity, means the principles that are applied in science are valid throughout the universe, that they can be applied anywhere. So also in management the principles that are applied in the management can be applied everywhere. So this feature also relates to management. Now the second nature of management is management as an art, because in management it requires some creativity, it requires skills and should have some perfection in the work. So the feature of arts are first systematic body of knowledge, existence of theoretical knowledge. As in every art they systematic and organized study material to acquire theoretical knowledge. When they systematic and organized study, it will acquire some theoretical knowledge also. So this feature relates to management. Now the second is personalized application, means for example there are some musicians that learn the rags, and that rags are also learned by other musicians. So the managers of the management apply some theories and principles that are universally validity, so it can be applied anywhere in the management. Now the third is it is based on practice and creativity, as art is also based on some practice and creativity, as art requires some perfect and creative skills. So this feature of art is also present in management. Now it is an important topic, it can come in exam also. It is written that management is both science as well as art. How it come in exam as a question, that it can be asked that define management as science as well as art. So management is called science as well as art because firstly in science there is a systematic and well organized body of knowledge, and art the art requires some skills, creativity and practice to apply the knowledge and create into the best possible way. So there is some mixture of science and art to go for management. Okay. Now the last one is management as a process. Now profession is defined as the occupation with the specialized knowledge and training, because it is some training and specialized knowledge by an individual in which all can't do this thing. Now some features of profession are: firstly, it is well-defined body of knowledge. Well, as in every profession, there is a practice of systematic body of anything about something. So the professional who are trying to practice get some specialized knowledge, so it can tackle any of their situation in which they are practicing. So this feature also relates with the management. Second is restricted entry, like in person who prefers doctor have some specialized degree like MBBS. So everyone can't do the doctorate. So this feature also relates with management, as everyone can't do the management work because it is very professionalized work which require high skills and creativity, etc. Now the third one is presence of professional association. Means whenever there is some profession, then there is also some special association established for that profession also. Like for doctors, there is some special association, that is Medical Council of India, and for the lawyers, there is Bar Council of India. So like that, management has also a association, but presently this feature of profession is not present in management, but very soon it will be included in association also and get statutory backing also. Statutory backing means the association that is handling all the work of the profession, like in management also. Fourth one is existence of ethical codes. Ethical codes means some rules of or code of conduct that should be for all the professions or like on any organization. So here if we are talking about profession, so profession, in the profession there are also some ethical codes fixed by their special organization, like All India Management Association for the management has devised some code of conduct for Indian manager also, although it is not legally for all the Indian management to get this to be registered with AIMA, abide by the ethical codes. Now the fifth one is service motive. So the main motive, or we can say basic motive of every profession is to serve their clients with some dedication. So here it is also related with management, that nowadays, not with the goal of only profit maximization, the management also keep in mind some service motive to the society also. So we have talked about some nature of management. Now let's move on another topic. The next topic is level of management. As we know that management is not a single individual activity, but it is a group of persons who are working for the management. So here it comes with the division of management. So the management is divided into three subcategories that are called level of management. So the first level of management is top level management, second middle level, third supervisory operation or lower level. Now let's talk about top level management, as this is the senior most executive of organization, and it consists of manager like the chairman, the board of director of any companies, the managing director, CEO, CFO, etc. Because these are some professional and these work with the maximum authority. They have some kind of function also. So the first function is that determining objective of enterprise. Now, it is the work of top level manager to formulate and to determine the objectives of organization, because it is formed for long term as well as short term objectives also. Second is farming plans and policies. Means this is also the work of top level to frame some plans and policies regarding the objective achievement for the organization. Third is organizing activities to be performed by person working at middle level. Now it is also the job of top level manager to assign some jobs to their subordinates or the middle level so that they can work in the company, and middle level manager also assign some jobs to lower level also. So this is a cycle that firstly top level assign jobs to middle level and they give jobs to lower level. Now the fourth is assembling the resources such as finance and fixed assets. This is a important work for every top level manager, that to assemble some resources like finance and fixed assets that require a huge capital and a budgeting decision to build the assets like machinery, plant, building, etc. So this should should be arranged by the top level manager to carry on day to day activities. Now the fifth one is responsible for welfare and survival of organization. Now only top level is responsible for survival and growth, because they make plans, set their objectives so that they can run the business smoothly and successfully. Now the sixth one is liaison with outside world, for example meeting government official. Now it is only the job of top level management, because these are the professional who remain in contact with government for their policies, competitors in the market, suppliers like their for the customer, and the media for their advertisement. So these are some jobs for top level, because these require some complexity and stressful demanding. So these are integrated to top level managers. Now and another one is to integrate diverse element and to coordinate the activity. Means as top level manager decide the overall objectives, so they should work according to the department also. Now the next is analyze business environment and its implication. Means they should analyze the business environment, that what are the change are taking place in environment, and should imply some change also in their firm. Now जो हमारा अगला लेवल है वो है मिडिल लेवल मैनेजमेंट. सो द मिडिल लेवल मैनेजमेंट कंसिस्ट, वो कौन कौन से मैनेजर और या डिपार्टमेंट कंसिस्ट करता है, such as purchase department, sales department, finance manager and marketing manager, etc. They all people or the group of people are responsible for executing the plan and policies. They do not make plan, but they execute the plan that are made by top level manager. Now the function of middle level management. तो पहला फंक्शन है इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ पॉलिसीज फ्रेम्ड बाय टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट टू लोअर लेवल. एज व्हेन टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट मेक सम पॉलिसीज, सो दिस मिडिल लेवल मैनेजमेंट एक्ट एज linking pin between top level to lower level, because when top level make policies, they implement to middle level as well as lower level. So to implement to lower level, middle level management helps. दूसरा है organizing the activities of their department, means here departmentalization works because in middle level management here some heads of some departments also, so to organize their activities in department, this is the job assigned to middle level management. तीसरा है finding out, recruiting, select or selecting an appointment to required employees. मतलब अब यहाँ पे हमें जब डिपार्टमेंट है तो एम्प्लॉयज़ भी चाहिए, तो वो काम होता है मिडिल लेवल मैनेजमेंट का कि वो एम्प्लॉयज़ किस तरह सेलेक्ट करें. फोर्थ वन इज़ मोटिवेटिंग द पर्सन टू परफॉर्म देयर बेस्ट एबिलिटी. नाउ जब एम्प्लॉयज़ होंगे या वर्कर्स होंगे, उन्हें मोटिवेट टाइम टू टाइम करता रहना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो हमें डिपार्टमेंट से कोऑपरेट करें स्मूथ फंक्शनिंग के लिए. और जो फर्स्ट लाइन मैनेजर्स होते हैं वो उनके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल होते हैं, क्योंकि अगर कोई काम गड़बड़ हो जाए तो फर्स्ट लाइन मैनेजर ही रिस्पॉन्सिबल रहता है. नाउ द थर्ड वन इज सुपरवाइजरी लेवल, लोअर लेवल. दिस लेवल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट कंसिस्ट ऑफ सुपरवाइजर, superintendent, foreman, etc. Their work is to only carry the work or to perform the activities according to plan made by top level or middle level management. Their authority is very limited, that they cannot make plan according to them and the quality and quantity of output. The product that are being manufactured in the firm, so the its quality and quantity should be depend upon the efficiency of this level of manager, that they supervises the workers and employees to get work done with maximum efficiency. Now there is some function that representing problem, that if there is some problem between some subordinates, so this is the responsibility to sort out this problem. Now second is maintaining good working condition. Now this is also some jobs assigned to operational level, that it should provide some good working condition to employees and workers. Now next is looking to safety of worker. This is also same, that it should provide some safe and secure working environment or condition for the workers. Next is they try to maintain precise and standard of quality, means the output should remain some quality and should meet some standard maintained by top level management. Now next is responsibility for boosting morale of workers. Here it is saying that it should develop some team spirit in them and they should motivate the employee or workers and some boost their morals. तो अब तक हमने पढ़ा दैट मैनेजमेंट के कितने लेवल्स होते हैं. अब उन लेवल्स में जो क्या फंक्शन होते हैं, दैट आर कॉल्ड functions of management. So there are some function related to management. Now as I taught that there are 5 functions of management that are called POSDC in short form. First is planning. So what is planning? It is the first function performed by every manager. It is refers to deciding in advance for the future, that what to do, how to do, and when to do, and who is going to do, means by whom the work is should be done. It is the very important line that planning bridges gap between where we are standing and where we want to reach, means like this is the manager or organization, and this is their goal. So the link between these two is called planning, that the firm or the management plan some policies and objective to reach its target goal. Now the next is organizing. It is the second most function of every manager to execute these activities. Means it refers to establishing the organization structure to execute the plan. Means setting up organization structure refers to deciding the framework of working, that how many units or subunits or the department are needed for the work, or how many post or the designation are needed in each department. So in organization, this distribution of authority and responsibility among different people, this is called the organization structure. Now third one is staffing. It is the third step, and in this function here it refers to some selecting the employees or the worker, or appointing the employees and giving them duties, authority and some responsibility to take care of their grievances. Means in staffing, these include the training and developing of employees who are working in the firm, or and to recruit or select some employees to that are needed in their organization. Now fourth one is directing. It refers to, like we all know, that like in the film, when there is a filmmaking, there is the director who instruct the actors or the co-actors to that how to act them and what to do in the film. So here also there is a function of management, that in directing they need some employees or the departments to get instruct the workers to get the work done by some motivating them, by communicating them and guiding them, etc. Now when these all functions are done, the last function is controlling. Now what is controlling? When the work is done, then the manager at last try to match the actual performance with the planned performance. The manager try to match this, because there should be or can be some deviation or the mismatching of the actual performance with the planned performance. So it should not be there, because it like the actual performance is of any output is 80 unit and we have planned for 100 units, so there can be deviation of minus 20 units. That what are the reason that are becoming barrier in their actual output. So controlling refers to performance of measurement and following up action to keep the actual performance on the part of their planned performance. Now it is very important that how should we control or compare our plan. That so in controlling, the manager goes back to planning, the first function of every management, that in planning we plan the output and the goal. So in last function controlling, when all the work are done and when the manager match the performance, they go to planning and then see that if there is some deviation in the planning process, so we can correct it and go ahead for future. Keep in mind that this should not be done in future also. सो होप इट गाइस आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा हो, और अच्छा लगा हो तो इसे एक बार चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना, एक लाइक करना